We share. Oh, take a
Hello, I am Deborah Mado and I welcome you to Share and Inspire, where we provide you with inspirational solutions to your situations. Now, if you're visiting this channel for the very first time or you're a regular visitor but you're yet to subscribe, maybe because you think there is a subscription fee attached or you think that some amount of money will be deducted from your account when you subscribe. Well, I'm here to let you know the truth, which is that there is no such thing as subscription fee. All you need to do is click on that subscribe button below showing subscribe, and you would have subscribed to our channel. Well, we need you to subscribe to our channel so you help our channel grow, just as we help you grow. So kindly click on that subscribe button now, because subscription is free. Share and inspire. True stories, real people.
BenPaul by name, but my full names are Benjamin Abutu Paul. I was born in Kaduna, northwest of Nigeria, precisely Kakuri. I was born in St. Gerard Hospital. That was where my mother had me. And funny enough, I grew up in Kakuri, was born in Kaduna, schooled in Kaduna, from my primary to secondary to high institution. I did all in Kaduna. I've not been out of Kaduna for even just 1 month. But I've been out of Kaduna for like a week or more. But the whole of my life, I've not stayed out of Kaduna for more than 1 month. I'm just a script fulfiller. The script that God has written, that's what I'm fulfilling. And today I'm about to share my story of what happened in my life. And I would like you to learn from it. It has two faces. That's what I always say. There's a physical part of the story and the spiritual part of it. And the other part of it, the ministerial part, is not your business. It's between me and God. But the physical and the spiritual will really bless you, because I came to understand that we are scripts. We are people that are fulfilling the script that God has written for us. We don't decide the script. We only follow the script. So it happened in 2012, September 8th to be precise. I was traveling to go and minister in Abuja. But before that day, prior to that day, I was already invited to come and minister. I knew I was going to Abuja that weekend to minister Thursday, Friday, Saturday, to come back either Sunday morning or Saturday night. And that month, I just bought a Golf 3 car. And that's after selling 2 cars or two of my customers, 2 or 3 cars, yes. I bought a Golf 3 car. And serious. Just in that month, I've traveled to Abuja with that car more than 5 times. That's in Abuja road. I've driven that road. Just go and come like that. So, but what happened that week was on Tuesday, my son became sick. My first son was the only one we had then. He became sick just like that. Normal treatment as we used to do. We just did treatment at home where like he's teething. So Thursday, it got serious. Friday, it got serious. So when it got serious on Thursday, I said, I'm not traveling. I want to watch him. On Friday, I took him to Children's Hospital. They admitted him. So Saturday morning, the guy became very okay. He was playing in the hospital. So the doctor said, let's just watch him till afternoon. And they kept watching him. Then 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, they were like, just go home. I don't think anything can happen to this guy again. So, and I said, okay. I was supposed to travel with my family. So that sickness was 1, taking them off the journey. And 2, trying to distract me. But I didn't know. So I took them to my mom and my dad. So I was like, they just stay with you people. Let me go to my program. The program is Reverend P.J. Olai that is ministering, our Father in the Lord. Then I was working with him. So I was to just go and minister Saturday and just come back Sunday morning or Saturday night. So this was what happened. When I dropped them, I rushed down to the house, showered, packed my things, and left. The next thing I know is I saw myself in the hospital. That was what happened. I just left. I saw myself in the hospital a day after, because I heard I was unconscious. Saturday night, Sunday, I opened my eye on Monday morning. But between the Saturday to Monday, what happened, I don't know. I was only sleeping. But this is what happened, they told me. A woman said she was in the car before my car. And while we were driving, the trailer was parked, not knowing that it's spoiled trailer, and it was raining. So we were all running, coming. Then everybody started slowing down. Then the lorry was at my back, didn't have brake. And you know it's raining. So the guy too was trying to catch his brake, and he missed. So he carried us, he hit us from the back into the trailer. So what happened was, while I was going, they said that I carried 3 people. Somebody in the front and 2 people at the back. I helped them. I didn't even collect money from them since I was traveling. Normally, if I'm traveling alone, I like carrying people. So I just helped them. So I carried 3 people. Not the woman that was at this side had a baby. She and her son died immediately because it was that place the lorry hit. The reason why I have this mark, I turned back to look at what happened, the sound I heard. Then, as I turned like this, the car entered and the windscreen was smashed, then entered my face. In fact, 2 months after the accident, I was still having pains from my back. The road safety people that came and carried me immediately, after the accident, I went to the scene to go and see the scene. I saw the road safety people. They were all shouting that, "Are you sure you are alive?" They have to start calling the people that came and picked me from the road. They said, the road safety people now told me that the people that were around, when they rushed the woman and the baby to mortuary straight, they were saying they should carry me to the mortuary. So a woman said she saw my hand move, that I'm not dead. She saw my hand shift like this. Because before the road safety people came, there was leaf already on my body. They had covered me with leaf, and that baby and the mother that were gone. So while they were carrying, one woman said, "No, this one hand is shaking." So they now carried me to the nearest hospital. They kept rejecting me. That's like after 5. They kept rejecting me until they got to Gwagwalada Hospital. Gwagwalada Hospital that accepted me, they just stitched here and put me under a tree. Mind you, it was raining that day. It was raining. It was still raining. They put me under a mango tree close to the mortuary and covered me. In their mind, let him just die and go. So my elder sister that stays in Abuja, they said I was unconscious after the accident, but I could give them number. I don't know how it happened. It was the road safety hospital that told me this. They said I could give their number. The only number I remember was my elder sister in Abuja. I gave them the number of my elder sister. So they called her immediately. She called home. That when did I leave? Normally if I'm leaving for Abuja, I used to tell her. Because if I finish everything I'm doing, I'll still pass through her house. So they know me, even up till now. I enter her house anyhow in Abuja. So, but anytime I'm leaving Kaduna, I used to tell her. But that incident, I didn't tell her I was coming. So she was shocked. Though not surprised that I usually come to Abuja. So she called them. She ran to Gwagwalada. She said she searched every ward. She didn't see anybody. She even checked the mortuary. She didn't see anybody that looked like me. She went home crying because there was nobody to turn to. All the people that received people had closed. And nobody could trace, not knowing that there's somebody under the tree, covered in the rain. I can't even remember if they covered me. It just in the rain there. And rain was falling under the tree. So in the morning, Sunday morning, she now came back before service. She now started raking that if she doesn't see her brother's corpse, you see a row of people left him, she will sue the whole hospital to court. She started mentioning her office in Abuja. Then that's when they started searching by themselves. Then one of the attendants said, there is a dead body under a tree that they just told her yesterday that guy should have been dead by now. But if the owners come and they are sure, they should put him in mortuary. So they came with the mind of She had already given up. She said, no problem. Even if he died, let me even see his body. That's what my elder sister was after. So she came. And as they opened, I was still breathing. She said, since when has this guy been here? Do you mind say they said yesterday? Because she's on money duty. She said yesterday. See, so this guy has been under this tree, inside the rain, since yesterday till now, unconscious, and nobody is attending to him. That's why you see this place couldn't heal well. They just teach it roughly and left it. The other one, like the hand, the head, they have gone down very well, but here couldn't. In fact, when they discharged me, when they referred me to Shika, pores were still coming out. Yeah. For like 1 month, we were still teething the pores because they didn't do anything to me in Gwagwalada Hospital. But they are the one that know why they did it. But I thank God for the fact that the faithfulness of God, God decided to say, as far as I'm concerned, you have not finished what I want you to do, so you can't go. That leads me to the spiritual part of the accident to me. The spiritual part was when I was in my secondary school, trying to finish secondary school, I was doing music. I cannot say I didn't know that God was calling me. I knew God was calling me. Even before my SS1, I knew I was going to be a pastor, but I refused. I told God, pastors are poor. I don't want to be poor. I like to be rich. I don't know. But we grew up with the mentality that ministers are poor and God's people are poor. So, and we, growing up as a youth from a poor background, you too, you don't want to remain like that, to have children. So I was having that notion, which we grew up, that's how life is. So, but funny enough, I grew up, kept saying no to God. When I was ministering in music, one day God was telling me about it, I said, is it not enough? I minister in music, people get blessed. He said, enough. He said, music is just a tool for your ministry. It's a tool. You preach, you preach and still sing, but music is a tool for your own calling. It's not this thing. But I kept fighting with God until that day. On Monday, when I opened my eyes, my elder sister said, after I opened my mouth, spirits were just coming out. I couldn't close my mouth because here was too big then. And they had to be putting things to be cleaning my mouth. The first word I could say this in my mind is God. No, first, when I came back, I was still having the mind that maybe we were in the hospital where my son was admitted. That was what I was thinking. Immediately I came back, I said, my son is still under admission. We were discharged. And I saw my mom, who was also there with us in Kaduna. So I said, we are still in the hospital. Sure, we were discharged. What am I doing in the hospital? She said, you don't know what happened. I said, I don't know what happened. She said, you were discharged, you dropped your children, you were going to Abuja, you had an accident. I said, me, I had an accident. So when they knew that I couldn't tally the past and the present, they made me not to see mirror because my face was bad. So unlucky for them, I was able to go. There's a test they wanted to run to know if I had fractures here. And so I saw my face. I was confused. Even me myself, when I saw my face, I was like, is it that bad? So I had, I think, a fracture here, like this. That's another miracle again, a fracture here. So the Gwagwalada could not handle me after like 3-4 days in the hospital. The choir members in Kaduna, where I was a choir leader, they came to visit me and they were looking for BenPaul, and I was seated. Because of the face that's lost structure. So, and as they see me here, immediately they turned, some of them started crying. Even my wife, the first day she saw me after the accident, she started crying. And that's how we connected. When they now referred me to Shika, I was in Shika, and the student doctors, I'm going to say this, let our leaders just learn, and those that are in charge also be careful. You know that I spent 1 month in Shika. There was no professional doctor that came to see me. I was registered in the file of a professional doctor. I even called him. He started billing me different bills from Shika. I was arranging me to go to another hospital that he would attend to me. And I should pay him about 100 and something thousand. I was ready to pay. But you have not seen the face. You have not seen the person. And you are paid salary in Shika. And you are a doctor on call in Shika. And you never enter the hospital even once in a month. I said, that's why people go there and die. A lot of people, when they take them to Shika, you just hear they are dead after a while, because the student doctors, they are like 15 or 20. They come every day and just read book with you. They want you to do practical. While there's somebody that's supposed to put them through, while doing the right thing, then this is how to do it. Do you know that if you must do operation for people that have this jaw problem, they must have complete teeth, which you tie. Student doctors were about to take me to go and do surgery. And after the accident, I don't have complete teeth anymore. There's nothing you can hook to. So it was one elderly man that passed. That said, what kind of operation do you want to do to him? They said, no, they want to do the operation, this, they will tie it. He said, what will you tie his knee? That's how the student doctor confused. So that man that saved me. Even me too, I was happy they were going to do the operation to shift this thing back. And after this pause that was coming started getting healed. After seeing that no doctor is coming, and the jaw is not going to be healed on the normal basis or operated on the normal basis, they didn't have choice, they discharged me. Though then, before the accident, I produced music and I sit down for hours to do production. Do you know that after they discharged me, I thought I would be able to sit down. A customer came from Abuja. Before the accident, somebody was supposed to come after I come back from journey for an album from Abuja. He couldn't come again. When he called me, I told him I'm in Shika, I had an accident. That was the last call I had from the band. That's so funny. So, but the other customer kept calling. Some even came to visit me and called me. When I came back, this guy now came, believe me, I could. I thought I could. Man of God, when I sat down, I started producing. I couldn't last 1 hour. I lost strength. I had to sit down and say, buy me energy boost. I just drove back home quietly. So it took me like 6 months to gather strength back, but I kept taking energy boost like 2-3 hours if I'm doing anything strenuous. I lost a lot of strength then. So after the accident, the spiritual part is God wanted me to work. And the only scenario God would use to bring me back was this opportunity. To the devil, he looked at it like, this time around, I'll take him out. But to God, he allowed it to happen so that I will come back. So that accident, spiritually, when the devil was sending the accident, God was also saying, this one will bring him to come and preach. So when I woke up, one pastor asked me, why did God spare your life? He said, even him. He said, the day he heard about the accident, he said, this guy should be dead. So do you know that after 2 months, the guy that was in the front with me was amputated? I drove the car. My legs are the one under the trailer. The guy was amputated. Then after a while, he died. I drove the car. It was me that the windscreen entered. I should be the one to die. In the case of Jonah in the Bible, that Jonah was thrown into the sea and he ended up in the belly of a fish. He would have not survived it on a normal ground, but he had an assignment. So there was immunity. That was what God gave me at that point. So when I opened my eye, the man of God asked me, why did God spare your life? I said, I know. Since when I was a youth, he has been calling me to preach. I have been refusing. But now he doesn't need to call me, I will call him. That's the spiritual part of the accident. And after the accident, 2013, I started worship ministry immediately. I thought it was worship ministry. I started worship ministry immediately. You know, firstly, like the time of Moses, when Moses was about to fulfill his purpose, he thought that his purpose was to kill Egyptians with hand. So that was why he killed the first one. But not knowing that when you're about to do God's work, it's not your way. You have to seek for God's way. That's why Jeremiah 3:33 says, inquire of the Lord. Ask me. It's if you ask me and I will tell you hidden things. So I didn't know. I waited my way first, then he now told me, no, it's a church base. I was running from the destiny God planned before I was born. The accident was the point which God has to do, turning point for me to come back. And the fear, I had to handle that issue. The fear of the fact that they say there's no money in ministry. Poor pastors are poor. In fact, let's remove the clause of pastor. A child of God, every child of God, no child of God is destined to be poor. As a matter of fact, I tell them my church that no child of God is poor. The only problem we have is two. Everything with God is time. With God, everything is done in time. In time. In time. You have your time. Then secondly, you have to seek God. Some of us are doing things because we feel we are good at this. This is what we like. Ask God what you were born to do. We have this saying that, this guy is tall. Basketballers are tall. Go and play basketball. That's what most of us do. You can sing. Join the choir. You can write a song. Release album. Which one did God say? As a matter of fact, I can point 2 or 3 or 4 ministers that are preaching today that are very good singers. They were ready to release album. That Reverend P.J. Olaya is one of them. Apostle Selman is one of them. That even Apostle Selman said that tomorrow people prefer him singing. He was already preparing to release album when God told him no. Do you know that even Peter in the Bible was fishing? And Jesus met him and said, you are not supposed to be fishing. You have to fish men. When Elisha declared that there will be no food in the Bible, Elijah, declared that there will be no food in the Bible, what did God tell him? God said, go to the brook. After the brook, he directed him to the woman that says she had nothing but oil. So every child of God, as a matter of fact, you don't have a profession. All you need to do is stick with God every time and receive your command for what next to follow. What else to follow, and your destiny will be brightened in Jesus' name.